When we picture environmental destruction, we usually think of the obvious physical threats: a buzzing chainsaw, a raging forest fire, or armed poachers. But if we stop those actions, is that enough to actually save an ecosystem? The short answer is no. Modern natural habitats face an entirely different kind of threat, one that doesn't make a sound, doesn't leave behind a trail of stumps, and relies entirely on intellectual theft rather than physical force. This flowchart shows a process known as biopiracy. It happens when foreign entities or corporations take local biological resources, like a rare medicinal plant, synthesize it in a lab, and patent the resulting drug. The corporation secures the profits, while the local community that protected and understood the plant for generations receives absolutely nothing. You can put up a chain-link fence to keep illegal loggers out of a physical forest, but you cannot build a wall around generations of traditional knowledge. To solve this, India developed a unique two-part defense system that relies on the people who actually live there. One framework is built to guard the physical land, and the other is designed to lock down the intellectual heritage. Look at the scattered stumps on this barren hillside. This is the degraded land targeted by Joint Forest Management, or JFM. The system started in 1971 in the Arabari Forest of West Bengal, spearheaded by a forest officer named Ajit Kumar Banerjee. Instead of relying purely on government guards, the state formed a partnership with the local forest-dwelling communities. They organized these villagers into what are called forest protection committees. The deal was straightforward. The committee members became the boots on the ground, actively patrolling the dense woods to stop timber smugglers, prevent illegal logging, and put out dangerous forest fires. In exchange for their labor, the villagers were granted the right to collect minor forest produce, like honey, leaves, and dry wood. More importantly, when the mature timber was legally harvested, the local committee received a guaranteed 25% cut of the final profits. By handing over a quarter of the commercial revenue, the government shifted the local economy. People who might have previously cut down trees to survive suddenly became motivated, frontline defenders of a growing financial asset. But trees are only one part of the equation. As you step out of the dense woods and look across agricultural fields, rivers, and human settlements, you realize the broader ecosystem needs a different type of protection. That's where the People's Biodiversity Register, or PBR, comes in. Created under the 2002 Biological Diversity Act, this legal tool is managed by hyperlocal biodiversity management committees at the village or municipal level. The register is exactly what it sounds like, a massive, community-led census. Locals work together to document every single plant, animal, aquatic species, and rare traditional crop variety found in their area. The register captures the practical application of nature, documenting exactly how these sacks of roots and herbs are used in everyday life and traditional medicine. Writing these ancestral remedies down transforms traditional knowledge into a formal, legally binding ledger. The community establishes a documented prior claim, officially blocking external corporations from patenting those resources and securing the locals' intellectual property rights. This table illustrates how the two frameworks divide the territory. On the left, JFM is highly specialized, operating strictly within specific degraded forest boundaries. On the right, PBR casts a much wider net, encompassing the complete ecosystem of an entire municipality. Their core targets are entirely different. The goal of JFM is to stop physical theft and boost the output of the land. PBR, meanwhile, blocks intellectual theft and ensures local communities retain commercial rights over biological data. Joint forest management acts as the shield for the tangible roots in the dirt, while the People's Biodiversity Register serves as the ledger for the intangible data within them. These systems act in tandem. JFM ensures a rare forest plant physically survives until tomorrow, while PBR ensures the local community receives compensation if that plant becomes a future medical breakthrough. But neither of these complex, bureaucratic frameworks function without one shared component: the local villagers themselves. History shows us that top-down, mandate-driven conservation rarely works. You simply cannot dictate the survival of millions of acres of wild terrain using distant government decrees issued from a capital city. Take a look around your own region. How is the natural habitat managed? And when a local biological resource is suddenly commercialized, who actually gets the check? India's innovation rests on a single premise. To save biodiversity, the people who live within it must have physical, economic, and legal ownership